I think what really helps is the scene that you're in, the group of people that you choose to be around. That there is an exchange of information, there's a challenge there. Everybody's invested in the same way. They are seeking out sources of information and sharing them with the group. There was a concept, I think, put forward by Brian Eno, where when he was called a genius, he refuted it. He said, no, I was just part of a scene that delivered me. I couldn't have done any of the things I wanted to without the apparatus, the instruments, all of marketing and of publicity, but also the cafes and the pubs that we hung out in and talked and drank. And he called it Scenius rather than genius. And it's the Scenius that you want that will deliver really interesting things, because they're almost always born of cooperation. With the internet, the scene can be smaller. It can be a Discord group. But it's seeking out that Scenius and finding peers who you respect and who respect you and who are interested in what you have to say and who say interesting things. And I think if you get into this industry, you may not be very interested in what other people have to say as a rule, because it's just like, look at me, look at this thing I've made, pay attention to me,
Right.
And there's, it's unavoidable and it's really cringeworthy and embarrassing. But there had to be some reason that you made the thing, and it's not just an exploration of story or, oh, wouldn't it be nice to entertain yourself? And actually, to dial that back a little bit, Dan Harmon said that if you're on a desert island and you made a show on that island out of coconuts, and you made it for yourself, that is the quality of show you want to be making. You want it to be such a good idea, you would make it on a desert island with coconuts. And if you make, and as you guys know, if you make it yourself, it has to be a really good fucking idea. If you're just trying to pitch the idea, it's never going to get picked up. If you have an idea that you go out and pitch that you would never make yourself, that you don't care enough about to make yourself, that's the fucking litmus test, man. Drop the idea, get rid of it. Because you would let it kill you. It would be an idea that you would like so much that you would spend 10 years of your life chasing that first whiff of, doing something.
Right. Absolutely. 100%. The not chasing what you think people want. It's that balance, right? Because you're like, you have this great idea and you're like, this is what we're really passionate about. But then you kind of have to match it to what, like say a producer comes and wants to produce something, right? Say, like, the web series that we have that we didn't get to produce because of COVID-19, and now it's on, in a never-ending cycle, right? And we've mentioned it to a few people, like especially at Catalyst. We're like, aha, next year, here we are. Still don't have it done, but but you also have to leave room for people like producers that want to come in and change certain things about it and not be so married to it. But what you definitely don't want to do, right? And Richard Bodo said this, CEO of Stage 32, right? It's like nobody wants, like they were like, people were asking him if they wanted, or they're writing new coronavirus or pandemic screenplays. And he's like, nobody wants to watch that. It's like, what do you think that just because everybody's going through it? I mean, we're experiencing it. We don't want to watch that. It's don't try to predict where the industry is going to go. It's like, right? Yeah. Do something that you actually want to do.
Right. Like if it was honestly something that you were passionate about, then it's going to actually show but no one's going to want a pandemic. No one wants, but, and then everybody,
11 o'clock, or it's noon here and we're drinking.
It's Friday. No, I haven't had any booze today. I don't know. My tongue didn't want to. My lips and my tongue didn't want to cooperate with my mind. But to the same effect, people are saying that. Well, Contagion, 2012, all those stupid movies about natural disasters and disasters are all like on Netflix. I was gonna say Instagram, Netflix, Hulu, Amazon. They're all getting like that's where everyone's watching. Everyone's watching those movies, and it's like. Yeah, but no one's going to want to watch it after. Once we all get out of there, you best believe no one's going to want to go to coming to a theater near you, COVID-19.
Yeah, right.
It's like, why would I want to go? I'm going to go watch that movie? No, I'm going to go watch Tom Hanks. I don't know, argue with a chimp for 5 hours.
For 5 hours? Wow.
The new movie with Tom Hanks. I just, and the chimp is actually, oddly enough, played by Nick Cage.
Oh, okay. There you go.
There you go. No CGI needed. They're just gonna have him naked running around.
Not even a suit. You wouldn't even put a voice on. I would pay to see that.
Yeah. A condensed 5 hours.
Well,
the director's cut. Jack's director's cut is 5 hours, but the actual, it'll be like a 2 hour thing, 90 minutes maybe.
I don't know what he escapes from the zoo. I'm trying to actually formulate this movie now.
Sure. Yeah. Well, it's like COVID. COVID is like, it's disease that's like touched pretty much everyone. It mostly affects the elderly, but not strictly. It's really, messing us up, and we don't like talking about it. It's like cancer. Would you be making a ton of movies about cancer? It's like, well, hey, you go into the fucking studio and you're just like, hey guys, I know we've all got this shared cultural experience of having a big C. I've written this script that just like, really explores it. I've made a disaster movie of cancer. Like, fucking what? I don't know. Yeah, it's just like, it's so fucking mundane. Like when they would tell, when I was first starting out, I'd go to these production meetings, it's just like, hey, don't think about your idea too much. Don't make it too fully formed, because some dickhead exec somewhere will have some pet idea, like a giant robot spider he's not been able to fucking elbow into, like fucking shoehorn into anything. So he's going to put it into your show. No. The only things worth watching are whole artifacts that came from 1 or 2 or 3 people. Just in the industry, they are starting to know a bit better. They pick a talent, they kind of vet them a little bit, make sure they're doing okay, and then they get the fuck out of the way, and they allow someone to just make a thing, especially with miniseries, but less so in general.